I've been listening to Dave East and Harry Fraud's new album, Price of Pain, and this has quickly become one of my favorite projects of the year. I keep going back to it, and every time I listen to it, I find myself appreciating something else. Whether it's a line from Dave, a detail in Harry Fraud's production, or just how they naturally fit together and come together when they do these collabs. Now, the easiest way for me to describe this album is to say it's beautiful. And I know beautiful might not be the first word that someone might think of when they hear about a Dave East album. But I don't mean beautiful because the music is soft or overly inspirational. I mean beautiful because of the pain and the maturity and the street experience and the production all comes together very well, full circle. This album clearly sounds like two artists that understand each other very well. There's a lot of artists, I don't want to say artists, but rappers that are collabing exclusively with one producer for their album. Of course, this is not anything new by any means necessary, but I'm seeing it more consistently. Last review we just did was Rico Nasty. Her project was exclusively produced by Kenny Beats. Now, Price of Pain is Dave East and Harry Fraud's second, I believe it's the second collab project that they did together. The first one was the album Hoffa. I think that dropped in like 2020 or 2021. But that was my shit, and I still listen to many of the songs from their project to this day. The fact that they came together again and made another beautiful piece of art excites my soul. Well, it excited my soul. So this new album contains about 14 songs and runs about 40 minutes long. And honestly, I think Price of Pain is right there with Hoffa for me as of right now. In terms of like, you know, where I would like rate it at. It's equivalent for me as of right now. They have their own individual sound and their own individual feeling. They only remind me of the two just simply because Harry Fraud. So obviously, Dave East has dropped tons of projects since Hoffa, and I've been listening to the majority of them as well, each drop. Dave East is an artist that I do listen to frequently. I'm not going to come on here and review anybody's album that I don't naturally already listen to heavy. I'm not. If I do ever do that at any point in time, I will highlight that oh, I don't really listen to them like that, I just want to check this out, but this is not that. I'm an actual, you know, fan of Dave East for years. Dave East is one of the best rappers that we have currently. Like, it's a lot of great rappers, there's a lot of niggas that I think are the best. He is in category. Now, is he the single most lyrical rapper? No, but is he way more lyrical than the average rapper that exists? Of course. Dave and Ransom have a whole collab album together. And I feel like it's unquestionable that Ransom is literally like active top 3. If you ain't listening to Ransom for whatever reason, definitely listen to Ransom. There are more rappers that are more technically complex than Dave. There are rappers that rely more heavily on layered wordplay, complicated rhyme schemes, or lines that just have you rewind several times just to comprehend what the fuck the nigga was getting at or what he was just saying. Like I said, Dave is way more lyrical than the average rapper. And I feel like a lot of people these days only recognize lyricism when it's extremely complicated. And it's like the average person don't listen to that at all. So it's like when you are getting real lyrics, what I just referenced, like layered, complex, you feel me, wordplay, all this extra shit going on, and I love it. It's beautiful. I like that. I can comprehend it. But I feel like because a lot of people look at that as that, they kind of don't give Dave his flowers that he needs to be given. One of Dave's strengths is that his rapping feels natural. He can tell you a story, he can describe a painful memory, he can describe a person, talk about his success, street experiences. Like, no, that shit come easy for him. He's a good storyteller. His writing is real direct but still has a lot of substance to it. He gives you way more than enough detail to picture what he's talking about. And because of his voice and delivery alone, even some of his simpler lines still carry heavy weight. He sounds believable, okay? Now that might sound like any type of comment or statement, but believability, if that's the word, it's probably not, but believability is very important in hip-hop. Okay, so if you don't got that, then it's like there's some artists that exist out here that can rhyme words together, but they don't never make you feel connected to the story that which they're attempting to paint. You feel me? But Dave does do that, and he does it very well. That's one of the reasons why That's one of the reasons why I appreciate the amount of music that Dave East releases. Dave has a lot of projects, and even though I don't rate all of them equally, I always find multiple albums a year since like 2020 to come back to, okay? They always stay in rotation. Like, I loved Karma 4, like the East Mix projects he been releasing. I also really love the Final Call with Ransom and Hoffa, and I could keep going on and on and on, but we just go focus on that for right now. But for me, Price of Pain is over Karma 4, and it's over the East Mix tapes that he been dropping. Price of Pain is definitely up there being one of Dave's best and strongest projects. Harry Fraud gives Dave the right environment to do his motherfucking thing. So let me say this, right? I like that a lot of times these days. Now, I use Spotify. I don't know if you use Apple Music or whatever streaming platform that you use, but I prefer using Spotify. I've been using Spotify for years at this point, right? Before they started all the extra shit that made people more interested, okay? With that being the case, I like that they list the producers as part of the artist. That's the only reason why producers never got their due credit, is because they were never listed as, like, I don't know, Jay-Z and Kanye West, or Jay-Z and Just Blaze. Just for an example, you feel me? It'll just be Jay-Z. And then when you look at the credits, then you see who produces it. But a lot of times these days, especially when it's an exclusive producer that produced every single track on that album, it'll say for, like this time, it says for me on Spotify, Dave East, Harry Fraud, because it's both their album equally. You feel me? He's carrying just as much weight as he is. It's just he got the vocals, and this nigga is more so behind the scenes. And shout out to Harry Fraud, one of my favorite producers since, I don't know, for a long time. I think the first time I heard a Harry Fraud track was with Currency. I think. I could be wrong. But they definitely work together a lot. Every time Harry Fraud works with any rapper that he works with, like, I love whatever album it is. Now, Harry Fraud's production, to say the least, sounds very polished and expensive. But even with all of that, it does not remove the grit from Dave's verses and lyrics. Like, that's my shit. As you'll see, the theme of the album reviews and just my viewpoint on the shit that I naturally gravitate to through this channel, or just through paying attention to me on social media, period. If you do, cool, thank you. But you'll understand that that's the shit that I like the most, okay? And I think you should like it too. Cause why not? It's like the best shit. Like, that balance is truly important. Like, the grittiness of Dave's lyrics and delivery with Harry Fraud's production. Like, Dave could rap over harder, more aggressive type beats, and he will be fired. He could rap over like traditional New York production, or he can make more commercial sounding records. But Harry Fraud gives him that cinematic feel. Because Harry Fraud's production sounds very naturally cinematic, the beats have atmosphere. They sound soulful, dramatic, luxurious. But it just leaves enough space for Dave's voice and the writing to still be at the center of the song. Let's get into the best songs on this project. I don't truly have one favorite, but as of right now, one of the main ones that does, I guess, speak to me the most right now, that I am gravitating towards, that I guess you could say is my favorite as of now, is Life Cycle. And the song Follow My Lead is very close, but Life Cycle is the song that makes me feel the most. This is just one of them records where Dave's vulnerability really works. He talks about the pain connected to his family, the things he had to overcome, and the cycles surrounding him. And I appreciate it because it doesn't feel like he was just trying to fulfill a vulnerability song obligation. No, it feels real and natural. There's a difference between someone telling you about their pain and then just saying how that pain impacted them. On Life Cycle, I can hear a reflection. When you go through some shit, you might be a better person in some capacity, or you might be a worse person in some capacity, but regardless, you are changed. Or let's say it doesn't make you a better or a worse person, but your world perspective and your worldview has changed, and you might move a little differently as a result of experiencing that type of pain, whatever type of pain that may be. Now, there's more I could say about the song, but I just recommend that you listen to the song. I'll move on to my second favorite. So the second favorite is Follow My Lead. Now, that song is featuring Snoop Dogg. Now, I was actually pleasantly surprised when I first opened up like the album and I see like the track list and I saw, oh, featuring Snoop Dogg. Like, I'm like, oh, that's what's up. That was exciting for me. So that is my second favorite song. Yeah, seeing Snoop Dogg feature on this album was the only real surprise for me on this album. Not just because Dave is rapping with a international legend, Snoop Dogg. I like seeing that Dave can rap alongside other generations. Now, obviously, he already does that in his own way. But, you know, Snoop Dogg is like the grandfather. You feel me? He's one of the mainstream pioneers of hip-hop overall. I just really like their production. I like getting a chance to hear Snoop Dogg on a Harry Fraud song. Now, he probably worked with him before. I don't know. But if he has, let me know what song that is so I can go listen to it. I probably heard it. I don't know. But let me know if they never worked together and this is new. Now, what Dave did on the album did not surprise me. Like I said, the only thing that surprised me was the Snoop Dogg feature. And I mean that in a positive way. Like, sometimes we talk about surprises as though every album has to completely reveal a different version of the artist. And it's like, that's not true. Definitely not always necessary. Dave did not need to reinvent himself at all. He had to just solidify his existence. You feel me? There was one line that he said on here, all the great rappers fuck with me. Like, they all show me love. They all love me. Like, you feel me? All the best rappers love Dave East. So, you know, that's something worth definitely highlighting, because I feel like a lot of people that don't pay attention to mainstream hip-hop don't understand that. But if they knew that, they would probably just dicky. You feel me? And they would pay attention. They would become a fan to some degree. I just needed Dave East to rap well over a strong production. That's exactly what he did, and I'm completely satisfied. I think consistency gets undervalued a lot of times these days. A lot of people, I noticed like with Griselda, for example, since a lot of people that's not, I don't want to say that they're not people that's supposed to be listening to Griselda, but a lot of people that aren't true fans of hip-hop, but that just started listening to Westside Gunn or Conway or Benny, for an example, it's like at some point in time in life, it's like they be like, oh, they're very boring. Like, it's like, how are you bored? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's just not for you then. You feel me? But because certain niggas be real consistent, that makes other people bored. You feel me? Like, it's just like you just looking for whatever you're looking for. And a lot of times those are the same people that be like, oh, hip-hop is dead, hip-hop dying, da-da-da-da. Like, you feel me? They don't know what the fuck they be talking about. They don't understand sound and taste. Consistency makes them upset. And they so used to niggas like Kanye or Ye making, you know, each album extremely different. And because Ye is definitely like one of the greatest of all time, if not the best artist of all time, and that's the conversation for another day. But because he is that, a lot of people set him as a standard subconsciously in their head, I believe. And so they feel like each album is supposed to be spaced out and extremely different from the next one. It's like, no, nigga, the shit don't work like that. If you are an artist, if the shit not broke, why are you trying to fix it? You feel me? And I'm not saying people aren't allowed to challenge themselves or anything like that, but like, I like consistency. You feel me? Like, consistency is how you build a parasocial relationship. You feel me? If you super spontaneous all the time, like, you not about to connect with the fans how you supposed to, because you have so many different demographics of fans that they don't know which one they will get from you. Some fans might not like every single side of you. So consistency to me is always going to win trying to, you know, surprise niggas and shit. You feel me? So shout out to Dave East and Harry Fraud for The Price of Pain. This is a beautiful body of work. I recommend you listen to it if you have not listened to it already. You can also check out my playlist. It's called Sana's Picks Playlist. It's on Spotify. You can definitely find a song from Price of Pain in my playlist. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is one of your favorite Dave East projects. Let me know if this is one of your favorite Harry Fraud productions. Just let me know what you think. Let me know whatever the fuck, okay? My name is Sana. So if you don't know, now you know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.